Hollow Gelato Familia. 'Twas the night before D23, when all through the Burbank in studio, not a creature was stirring, not even this Italiano. Welcome in, everyone. It is the eve of dropping the tickets for D23. I know that they had some soft openings for select Disney Visa card holder members, which was not for all, because there have been people who've been posting online that didn't even know uh, uh, that they were giving, opportunities for Visa card holder members. But essentially, they gave out, I guess, a select number through via email for their chance to get tickets, being a Visa card holder member. And then yesterday was the charter member, which finally, for over a decade, we've been asking for charter members to get some sort of perk. Well, the perk is here, but here's the problem. I was a charter member. I was one of the first people to become a D23 member before it became this global phenomenon back in 2009 when it was conceived. And from the unlikely events of the world falling apart in 2020, there was a glitch in the system, and my payment, the automatic payment, got overlapsed, which I was not aware of. I didn't receive no notification, and I lost my charter member status. Otherwise, I probably would have already had my tickets by now, but that's okay. We have tomorrow, where all of us going in at once. We're going to be like the wildebeest coming down through the gorge from the Lion King. That's going to be us at 10 a.m. So let's check up on the people in the chat here. We got some people here. We got Giant Peter Adventures. Not a creature was stirring, not even, well, a mouse. That is true. And of course, we got David. Welcome in, David. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, we got Jacob Weller in the house. And happy April to you as well, Jacob. Yeah, people online have been, really throwing out their April Fools jokes and kind of fake news kind of thing. There was one from Mondo from Five Fires that I actually responded to, that it was breaking news. Disney canceled the Avatar project in DCA, and it is now looking at Zootopia or Monsters, Inc. And even though that was an April Fool's kind of joke, here's the thing. I do want Avatar in somewhere in Disneyland. I just think the placement is just not for me, where it's at. So I wouldn't mind it being Zootopia or Monsters, Inc., to be honest with you, of where the location is. As I said, in the Simba lot, blank canvas, put Avatar there. Let's see. We got Giant Peter Venture. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, absolutely. We got Kev. Welcome in, Kev. I hope you have cookies. I need a snack, of course. Let's see. We might see an Italian Hulk for the first time tomorrow. Possibly the second time, because 2 years ago I was pretty much the Hulk right there and then. So who knows? History might be repeating itself. Let's see. Oh, that was another good one. That's true. In the studio, we have tomorrow. Let's see. And Kev says, I saw him be all pissy 2 years ago. Yep. See, that's what I'm saying. It was like, here's the thing though. I'm okay with if I wasn't able, to get in on time, like if I was like all the way in the back and everything, and I just happened to not get tickets or what have you, or I showed up late and it was my own fault. But again, you guys are going to hear this number. I was number 1,708. I was like one of the early ones. I had the pick of the litter. The D23 system failed me. That's what I got upset about. So, but actually, in all seriousness, though, I feel like I'm at peace with it, that regardless of what the outcome will be tomorrow, it is what it is. Plus, there are other opportune chances, to get tickets if it's not the ideal ones that I want, which I think that was what happened the last time. I didn't get what I wanted initially, so I threw myself down on the floor and started kicking and screaming and having a tantrum. Um, where now I think I'm going to be less picky of like what location as far as seats go. Of course, there's the options of buying the individual single days, and then there's also going to be the wait list. So there are other options, other outlets. I'm doing good, David. So glad to see you. Hope you are doing well this fine Wednesday afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you're at in the world. I hope you're having a great day. Let's see. My Daniela joke was hilarious. Yes, it was. See, tomorrow I go baby goat feeding. Well, I'm glad you'll be able to enjoy that, Jacob. While you're feeding a baby goat, I'm going to be feeding my nerves. So, let's see. And I go to Netflix House Tuesday. Awesome. Let's see. I fooled George at like 12. Yes, you did. Like, I saw your post and I knew what it was for. It had to be for April Fools. And I just like had to put in all caps. Don't do that. Because it's like, don't do that to me. Let's see. So is anybody here in the chat going to attempt? See, this is why I kind of change my language with this, because I always say, oh, you're going to get tickets, or you're going to, we're all going to attempt for tickets. So is anybody in the chat here going to attempt to get tickets? Let's see. We got Sean Narani in the house. I went in 2017 and 2019 to D23. I am going to wait for until the things at DCA open up before I go back for another D23. That's smart. That's pretty cool. So I assume, Sean, are you going to be aiming for the 2028 one? And then we got Rudio in the house. Stopped my binge watch of the Gallums on Peacock to watch this stream. Check that show out when you have the chance to. Okay, definitely. I will definitely look at your recommendation. Sounds interesting. And of course I am. Yeah, Kev is going to be on the buzzer there. So yeah, Sean, let me know. Are you aiming for 2028? Because I don't know if I think majority of the DCA stuff will be done by then. I know they're aiming for the Avengers stuff to be done possibly sometime in 2027, which I'm for sure we'll probably get some clarification on that on this D23. I would hope so. I mean, this project has been going since 2019. I too went to the one in 2019. I've actually been to all the D23s. As I said, 2 years ago, I thought it was going to be my losing streak, but I was fortunate to still be able to go. So we'll see if this year either makes or breaks still. So we'll see. Let's see. Sean Narani says either 2028 or 2020. Sorry, guys. The internet's been a little wonky today. I hope it doesn't do that for tomorrow. But I think it's just, for some reason, it's just the StreamYard connection. I don't know why. The internet, as far as everything else goes, is working. Let's see. David says, George, why did you make Conductor laugh in Florida, man? I made him laugh a lot of times in Florida. I think it's just my nature. I think he just gets a kick out of, like, depending on like what I say and how I say it and the expression on my face. I don't know, but yeah, he gets a kick out. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. I've been to all the D23s. Like, not even just that. Now I used to attend all the destination Ds, but I stopped since they kind of like fell away from when they kind of fell away like of what they initially were. Because I used to love like the Disneyland 55 and Walt Disney World's 40th and the 75th anniversary Disney animation. Like it was like keynoted to what it was. Now that it's just like a smaller, watered down version of what it used to be. Sort of like My Last Marriage, you know? So, there you go, Jacob. You're welcome. But yeah, we'll, yeah, as I said, my internet connection for some reason, as I said, for StreamYard, it's been kind of like going in and out. So if I do go out again, I do apologize. It'll pop right back on. But as I said, everything else is pretty much working, for which, let me see if I can get it up here. Boy, that didn't sound right. Let me see. There we go. So there's the, what I like to call the doomsday clock. So I actually, both Conductor and I have this up. We're just waiting, you know, we have the page up and it's just going to, you know, click down. And then when it's completed, it will actually go on itself. It'll take us to the virtual queue and it'll put us in randomly in a specific spot. And then we just watch that little man go across the bar and wait and wait. I mean, it did say that that it could take up to an hour, but it's an hour's worth of people buying seats. So it's like, hopefully it's not an hour. Hopefully it's not more than an hour, because then by the time you get in, it's like slim pickings and you have to basically take whatever is there, what's left, you know? So we will have to wait and see. Hopefully, you know, we'll get in pretty quick and get out. And as I said, just like My Last Marriage. Let's see. And Jacob says, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Jacob. Greatly appreciate it. Don't bite your nails too hard. Yeah, I still got some nails left, but hopefully by tomorrow I'll still have some. And so it is worse than Black Friday. Yeah, from 2 years ago, it was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I did speak to several D23 members on different occasions because of like asking them about the process and information and everything. And they all said they are aware of all the glitches and happenings that went on 2 years ago. And they said, you know, the leadership and management knew about it. And they said they seem like they worked out the kinks, so it should go much smoother. So we, yeah, we shall see. We got Theme Park Conductor in the house. I am in nightmare hell with George. He really is. He is going along this journey with me, and I think no one really knows the stress and anxiety that this puts on you until you actually do it. And, you know, Conductor, you know, heard me, you know, all the stories, you know, of me, you know, spazzing out and everything. But now that he's actually doing it with me, I think he kind of gets the gist of what's going on. And see, Sean Narani says George calls it Doomsday Clock because he, if he doesn't get it, he will become Doom. That is true. I will become Doom. They won't have to worry about RDJ taking the part. I will take the part. He says it. Yeah, you know it. So it is worse than those Disney reservations. To a point, as I said, I will definitely give better clarification after tomorrow, because I'll be able to compare and contrast of how it was 2 years ago as to this year. And that way I can say they fixed the system. It got better. It got a little better. It got worse. You know, I will definitely let you guys know for sure. Did you hear that several Visa card holders got early access to tickets? Yes, I did. I mentioned it at the beginning of the live, where I assume that they received emails and they gave them like a link or a code to go on to be able to get the tickets. But there were also Visa card holders that weren't even aware of it. because they didn't get the email. So I guess it wasn't for all. I guess it was just for a select amount, because I guess they blocked out a certain amount of tickets. George, it's a shit show every time. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to just stay positive, because maybe if I like throw out positive vibes, that maybe it'll go much smoother for me tomorrow. I don't know. And Theme Park Conductor says, yes, I did hear that, Rudio. The problem is, from what I heard, they did not get to pick their seats. It was randomly assigned, and the ticket options were very limited. Okay, I knew that they were limited, so I didn't know that they weren't able to pick their seats. So they were just given seats. That's interesting. I don't know about that one, because I wonder if that's why all the what was it? The 297 seats were kind of like not shown anymore. If that was given to the Visa card holders. Not sure, or because I know when we looked on the map, I know that when it had like the not the bar graph, but like the pricing, the 297s were gone. So I think, not that they're all gone, like I'm for sure there'll be more tomorrow, but I mean, as far as the number of seats that was available for the charter members, they completely, I guess, were done with them. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we here? Choo-choo. Let's see. Welcome in, Johnny. So this is actually the stream. It's more of, conversation, talking with everyone in the Disney community. And as I said, this is more so just to have a conversation with the day before the D23 tickets drop. And we got John, Make It Rain in the house. Welcome in. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave the doomsday clock on, because that way you guys get to stare at it as much as I have to up until the time I have to try for these tickets. Kev, if you're still in the chat, do you? Yeah, we're going to be shelling out the money tomorrow. Make sure that is okay. Oh. So Jeez Louise, I apologize, folks. I don't know why my internet is doing this all of a sudden. Driving me nuts. Let's see. Okay, so Mondo and Theme Park IQ already posted the 3-day Ultimate Pass sold out on the Visa pre-sale. Now, here's the thing with that, because I spoke to a D23 member about that. Now, again, I could be wrong, because I'm just relating what she told me. That she said nothing was showing on her end that anything was sold out. It was sold out for the Visa cardholders. So like after the fact, the Visa cardholders were getting their seats, and then the charter members did. It was whatever the blockout number was, it was done. So there was no more 3-day Ultimate fan passes sold for the charter members, from what the D23 team member told me. So she said technically they're not sold out of anything. It was just the number of tickets that were being sold for the charter members were sold out. There was no more. Again, that's what That's what was told to me. Yeah, and there Kevin said there's an allotment for each day. So technically it's true, but it's not completely sold out. It was just sold out. It was capped. I guess that's the better term for it. It was capped for those number of charter members that were allowed in. So far we're still good with everything. Hopefully, crossing fingers. Let's see. I hope you get invited to the double-decker bus. Yeah, so yeah, for everyone who is attending the Honda Center, you are able to take the double-decker bus. Well, okay, but yeah, they did it for media, but they also had it for just people just coming back and forth. I think to the Honda Center, or was that just for media? As far as I know, I thought it could be for anybody, but I did see it. It was designed like the Agatha of Harkness. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I was okay with just taking an Uber, to be honest with you. We got there much quicker, and we could leave on our own time. We left from the hotel, and we were there early. We actually got there earlier before the media people did. Let's see. And Johnny says, what are your predictions for the other RSP pins that'll come out for WDI? So a good question. Yeah, so I know that the limited pins that were released for right now, those are for the ultimate preferred pass. So for people who are buying those seats, that have the opportunity, you'll be able to get those pins. I don't know. For sure they'll have obviously they'll have more like limited edition collector pins, in the stores and everything. Because I know a lot of people will go to the Anaheim Convention Center literally just to shop. They'll go, either to the the Walt Disney Company store, the Mickey's of Glendale, the Dream store, like all those, they'll buy in bulk of those limited edition D23, pins and dolls and shirts and all that good stuff. Yeah, so so hopefully, again, crossing my fingers and everything. So as I said, I have high hopes. I really do. But I'm never one that, I think because 2 years ago I was a little bit overconfident. And I think that's where it's like I was up here and it just like got diminished, So I'm confident. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to look at the glass half full. But in the back of my head, I'm just going to have it there that, there's room for disappointment, So we'll see. So I'm under the assumption, is it me and Kev and Rudio, I assume, are you shooting for the tickets? Is it just the three of us? We got Mr. Bryant in the house. Holla Gelato Familia. When ticket sales open and your computer crashes, will you do the Olaf falling meme reaction? I may do the Olaf falling reaction regardless. I may fall over. If I don't get tickets, I may fall over. If I do get tickets, just the presence of the clock ticking down, I may fall over. You never know. That was actually another thing too. I assume everyone saw, like, it went viral. I think it was like viewed 4.6 million times in like, what was it, in like a 24-hour, like between the Olaf fall in Paris and the crows eating Rapunzel's hair or pulling it off for their nests at Tokyo. I think those were like, it was not a day for Disney audio animatronics internationally. It was not. You just have to find a way to detach your nose. Yes, that is true. Conductor says, I think George should. I probably will. I probably will. I might fall over off the chair. Let's see. You need to try and get a person on the inside. Yeah. I mean, to help you get your tickets. I don't know. Like, I know that people do and everything. And as I said, I was very gracious and grateful 2 years ago when, we had a friend help us out with the tickets, which was completely by surprise. He surprised us. And again, I'm very, grateful. But, that's pretty much like slim pickings and hard to come by, unfortunately. So it's just, I'm in the intermix with everybody. And as I said, hopefully we get these tickets going. If everything goes well, and I'm crossing my fingers it does, will you do an early D23 prediction video? Ooh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Sean. I will definitely do an early. Honestly, I'll say this: even if we don't, if Abby and I don't get tickets, I'll still do a early D23 prediction video, because even so, if I'm not in the room when the announcements are going off, I still will be covering the news. I still will be covering as much as I can, and so yeah. So I will. Yeah. So to answer your question, one way or another, I will do an early D23 prediction video for sure. And if you guys want, I can do it live. If you guys want, I could definitely do it live. So that way I can incorporate all your thoughts, ideas, opinions. So yeah, I could do it live if you guys want. Yes, it was Mr. Lucas Kim. Let's see. I was given 4 free $800 tickets to see Jerry Seinfeld by having a person on the inside at the venue at a casino. Oh, nice. Well, good for you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jerry Seinfeld. I love the show Seinfeld. I would have just for $800. I would have taken the $3,200. But no, that's really cool, though, in all seriousness. I mean, hey, if you can get it, Yeah, so that's really cool. Let's see. Live and a separate video would be cool too. I could do both. Yeah, I could do a separate video, and then maybe I can do a live about my prediction video. I could do that. The best of both worlds. And speaking of best of both worlds, did anyone see the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary on Disney Plus? I know. I mean, it got a slew full of views. It like surpassed Taylor Swift Eras Tour views on Disney Plus. But I heard that there was a lot of scrutiny of it because the special was more based off of Miley's journey as Hannah Montana with her career, and not necessarily the show itself, because a lot of the actors really got snubbed. So I heard that there was some, not controversy, but there was just some debate about that. See, D23 Expo prediction announcement, updates on Abu Dhabi, Disneyland, first look at Frozen 3, Starfighter, the cast of Avengers Doomsday, and Secret Wars will be announced. So, yeah, let me see. Yes. Oh, and by the way, Kevin Davis, welcome in. Yeah, sorry, I was calculating the times, and I'm like, Doomsday, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Doomsday won't be out yet. Yeah, so they'll probably give us some finishing touches, maybe a final trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and they may release the full cast for Secret Wars. That would be cool. Yeah, we may get some info on Starfighter. I do know, I have to say, I was not a believer, but after watching Ryan Gosling in Project Hail Mary, he can hold his own when it comes to a lot of space, sci-fi kind of thing. So I'm very curious to see how he does in Starfighter. Let's see. Where am I here? I saw someone. Oh, here we go. Mr. Bryant. Loved your Orlando videos. Do you miss it? Also, for steak at Epcot, Le Cellier is better than Space 220, in my opinion. Yes, I agree with you. The steak at Le Cellier is way much better than Space 220. Um, I wanted the guys to and Abby to experience Space 220 just for the overall ambiance of it. But as far as the food goes, yeah, I definitely would say Le Cellier is much better for sure. And Kevin Davis, I'm going to come back to more of your things there. David says, "Hey George, I missed your channel called Citrico Central." Yes, David. So it was called Citrico Central, and then as I started to kind of wean myself to have my own identity on social media and through YouTube, and then also by adding Abby into it, where we kind of played on our words of her being Filipina and me being Italian. You know, we got the hollow gelato, so that's when we ended up changing the name of it for sure. Let's see. I miss Space 220 burger. I can't remember if there was the burger on the menu. I'm for sure there was. We all got the steak, and whoever has watched the vlog, when you know, you know. Oh, and then who asked? Wait, someone asked. Oh, Brian, I'm sorry. You asked. Uh, Thank you so much for enjoying the Florida videos, which there are still a few that need to come out. I am running a little bit behind, just because I was having a lot of technical issues uploading them, and I needed to get the videos out that were more current, you know. So that's why you guys saw the Food and Wine Festival and the Bluey video, and then also Abby and I just got back from not today, but we got back from Boysenberry Festival at Knott's Berry Farm. That video will be going up soon. So you're going to be seeing the current ones, and then you're going to be seeing a part 2 Epcot, um, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and you'll also be seeing our Boathouse review at Disney Springs. They still all have to be released, and then the Hollywood Studios video is going to be kind of interesting. There is content to it. Obviously, we have our dining reviews and everything, but the video is going to be kind of short because a lot of the footage that we got were the shows. So if you want to see the shows in full that ties to the vlog, as I said, please feel free to become a member of Hollow Gelato. It supports us, it supports the channel, and you guys get great content like the full shows of Festival of the Lion King, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Phantasmic, all that good stuff. So everything that I filmed at Hollywood Studios is available for Hollow Gelato members. So, okay, so now I'm going to come back to Kevin Davis because there was still more that I wanted to mention. Yeah, so right now they said they're still moving forward with Abu Dhabi, which I think we all know what's going on over overseas in the Middle East. And so I don't know if Disney is just trying to like keep cool with it and not like really raise any eyebrows either way, or, you know, being that, you know, the middle, you know, Abu Dhabi is actually going to be paying for this, and it's really not, you know, Disney funding out the money. They're like, hey, you know what, if they want a Disney park, you know, we're just going to build it, they pay for it, and that's that, you know. So yeah, I think we'll know for sure, you know, if it's, you know, if it's a nay, a yay or a nay, with the Abu Dhabi. But again, uh just like with OLC for Tokyo, you know, they're gonna pay, you know, no expense is too expensive. You know, they're just gonna write the check and they're gonna go for it. Let's see. Let's see. I already have my Shanghai Epcot predictions of Fantastic Four event. Sorry, folks. I know through the that blurry leaked footage of the Shanghai Park, it looked a lot like a version of Epcot. And yeah, when you kind of look at it, um, that it looks like the Avengers or Stark Tower on the right side, so that could be for Avengers. And then there was like a water area, which again could be either Avatar or Moana. Fantastic Four would be very interesting. But yeah, I think it's going to be Epcot like the future world side of Epcot, but with IPs surrounding it. That's what I think the second Shanghai Park is going to be, because we all pretty much know there is going to be a see, did you guys go to Geo 82 Lounge? Great question. No, we did not. However, I did have reservations for it, but but due to scheduling conflict of like how much that we had to get done and wanted to see and do with the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, and then try to do as many attractions as we possibly can. We just felt like that the Geo 82 Lounge was not like high priority, so I ended up canceling it. But definitely, there's room next time for sure to check that out. And Giant Peter says, Boat Haas, of course. Let's see. Kevin Davis says, do you think Hilary Duff, Selena Gomez, Raven Simone will ever get honor with a Disney Legend Award? I absolutely think so. I think, honestly, Miley Cyrus kind of paved that way. Now, I think Miley got it first before them because I think just because the number and the worldwide phenomenon that Hannah Montana was, and how much, like literally billions of dollars that she brought in for the company. And of course, it being the 20th anniversary, this year, and she got her Legends Award. She was the youngest legend ever in history. So yeah, I think in time, I think Hilary Duff, Selena Gomez, and Raven Simone would definitely get one. Especially, I think Selena Gomez and Raven, because Raven, even though she just wrapped up Raven's Home, but I mean, she's been, portraying that character on that show for how many years, how many seasons. And Selena Gomez is executive producer on the new Wizards of Waverly Place. So, and there was going to be, of course, the Lizzie McGuire reboot, but due to conflict issues between Hilary Duff and the company, and but I still think in time Hilary Duff will become a Disney legend for sure. Did I say Phantasmic Four? I meant to say Fantastic Four. Did I say Phantasmic Four? Let's see. Hey, George, did you ride the Mummy at Universal Orlando? Unfortunately, we did not. I know we talked about it, and I wanted the guys to see it because I feel like the Mummy down in Florida is so much better than the one out here. I'll still ride the one out here. It's still phenomenal, but yeah, we just didn't get a chance to, unfortunately. But again, there's always next time. I knew we weren't going to be able to get through everything. So now that the guys have experienced it for their first time, we got through all the stuff that we majority really wanted to get through. Now we can kind of go back and kind of like regroup and go on the things that we didn't get a chance to, and then relive some, the experiences that we already did, but we won't have to make it a main priority because they already experienced it, so to speak. Technically, the Royal Persians in the 70s were going to fund a Disney Persian resort at Walt Disney World. It was also going to have monorail access. I remember that because I went to, again, with Destination D, Walt Disney World's 40th. I remember the Persian resort that was going to be, it was going to be one of the resorts that was going around with the monorail, because it was, my gosh, it was the Persian resort. I think there was an Asian resort. I think that's what it was called. They were doing the Venetian, which eventually went over to Vegas. And I can't remember if there was another one. But yeah, there were several of them. But the Persian resort was one of them. Let's see. But then that all got scrapped after you know what. Yeah, of course. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Is the ticketing thing guaranteed to crash? Um, it's hard to say. I'm not going to say that it won't happen, but I'm not going to say it will happen. There's a possibility. Anything's possible, um, especially with everyone jumping on at once. It could end up crashing the system because I know when Conductor and I went to go on here just for the simple, as I call the doomsday clock, right at 10 a.m. we both clicked on it and it said error 500 or error 505, and it didn't come up for us. We kept on refreshing the page. We kept on clicking the button and going back on it and everything. And yeah, so it actually took 10 minutes for us to finally click the button, refresh it, and boom, the clock came up. But I don't think that was an our problem. I think that was a D23 problem because, again, I think at 10 a.m., everybody clicked the button at the same time and it kind of created an error. Now, I think for tomorrow, as I said, the good thing is that's why we wanted to keep this page up, because it will take us to the virtual queue. We don't have to click on any button. We don't have to refresh the page. We just leave this page up and then it'll automatically take us to the virtual queue, assign us a number, assign us a place, and we just wait. And as I said, watch the little guy move through the bar and just wait for our turn. And then it'll say, once it says, it'll say, it's now your turn. You have 10 minutes to choose your tickets. Don't refresh, don't click off. It's going to direct you. And then you just wait for a few seconds. It'll direct you to the next page. You click on what kind of tickets you want. And then if you're going to the Honda Center, it'll take you to the Honda Center seating chart. You click the section and then you click your seats, add to cart, and then you just go to checkout. So I believe I think that's what you have to do. You click on the seats, and then after you click on the seats, you click, I guess I think it's like at the bottom right-hand corner or something. It says like go to checkout or just checkout. Or you'll click the seats and I guess like a screen thing will pop up and it'll show you what you have. And then you hit add. Yeah, that's it. You click the seats, add to cart. It brings up the page and then it says, I guess, like go to checkout or continue to checkout or something like that. So something like that. Let's see. Oh, no, you said it. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if I said it or you said. Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah, and the Venetian Resort. Yep. And then ticket thing always crashes, of course. You're going to love Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, George. It's going to be so much fun. I guarantee you, David, it is definitely right up my alley. I love those kind of rides. I told the guys, especially since I've been on those kind of rides, and I love roller coasters. I love thrill rides, that the best thing that I could say that it reminds me of is if Cosmic Rewind and Velocicoaster had a love child, and that's going to be the Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift. Let's see. There was a report, I guess, that the Disney... I'm sorry. There was a report, I guess, with that Disney at one time was considering making 1 or 2 resorts next to the Magic Kingdom. Yes, I have heard that, Sean Aroni, and I think, yeah, like a lot of things have been released lately, and a lot of people have been talking about it. But yeah, it was shown in, I guess, like leaked reports or reports that were shown that at one point Disney was considering it. And just because they were considering it then, I mean, they very well can still consider it now. And who knows, maybe that's a surprise. That might be a surprise announcement at D23, whether it's this one or the next one. They may do an in-park hotel, and there's still a lot of room over on the west side of the park that is beyond the berm, beyond where the railroad is, that they can still build a hotel there and just have it adjacent where they can enter through the park. And a lot of people were speculating or predicting that what if it was a villain themed hotel, that it would literally lead them right into, underneath the berm or what have you. You come up and boom, you're right in Villain's Land. That would be really cool. Let's see. Giant Peter says, I'm officially a gold D23 member. I got it through Disney Plus. Well, congratulations, Peter. Now, with getting it through Disney Plus, now, does that put you in the category of that, just say hypothetically, if you were to get tickets, yours would be at 12 noon instead of 10 a.m.? I think those are the ones. Those, and I think the people that are on the dual gold membership. Rudy says, how many devices are you allowed in the queue? It is like 2 years ago where you can have multiple. So great question. Again, I spoke to several D23 members, and even people online are saying that if you're going to use multiple devices under the same D23 account, it may cancel out your initial original place in the virtual queue, because the system is recognizing one account but on multiple devices, so they're not knowing which number in the queue you really are. So when I spoke to D23, they highly recommended not to use multiple devices, just to use one device. Not unless you're using multiple devices for multiple D23 accounts. That's what was told by me through D23, and also through people who were already through the ticketing system. Polynesian Resort was the other one you forgot to mention. Yes, thank you. Polynesian was one of the original concepts that actually stayed. It is true. I only don't get the physical items like the pins and stuff. So I think when it comes for that, as I said, for the pins, that's for the ultimate preferred fan pass only. They get that included with their ticket. Now, I don't know if there's like any left or you can add on. Like, I remember when you can purchase tickets, they used to have like the add-on stuff. Are they even doing that this year? Because I remember like they used to have like the backpack and the lanyard and the water bottle. I don't actually see any of that stuff or anyone posting that stuff. So maybe they're not doing that anymore. Oh, I see. You don't get the pins and stuff for the gold members. Gotcha. Okay. So, Peter, are you trying for D23 tickets tomorrow? Let me see. Where am I? Coming from a Persian Armenian background, the amount of possibilities with the Persian resort would have been awesome. Yeah, that would have been cool. Let's see. Through Disney Plus, not a D23 ticket as of right now. Okay. Let's see. David says, how is it with Holo Gelato, your new channel now? Doing great, David. Doing great. I absolutely love it. As I said, I love doing it with Abby, and I kind of ended up like getting her into it because she was someone who just watched, on the side and everything. And she was very camera shy. She, didn't really, but I'm glad that from us, getting into a relationship and her knowing that this is kind of like my thing, that she wanted to join in. I wanted her to join in. So it just kind of came our, kind of like our dynamic duo kind of thing. Let's see. You would need to get tinted windows because the last thing you want is someone forgetting to close the curtain while changing in the And let me see, while changing and kids seeing them in the park. Um, yeah, I mean, because I mean, even with like at Tokyo, they have um Fantasy Springs. They have that hotel that's connected into the park. The Helios in Epic Universe. So, I mean, they do have hotels, and I think there's one. I don't know. Peter, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there one for Disneyland Paris that's like kind of connected into the park? Um, so yeah, they would just have to do like certain ways that it would be adjacent, or even like the Grand Californian is adjacent right into DCA. So it'd be something like that. Um, and that's what I think it is. I think it's like it's incorporated in the park, but it's its own kind of separate thing. The hotel at the front of the park. So that's Disneyland Paris. Is that what I'm thinking of? Because I remember seeing one of the parks had a hotel that is like to the front of the park. So I assume that's what it is. That is what it is. But so yeah, so I could definitely, yeah, I'll do a video, and I'll do a yeah, I'll do a video, and then I'll do a live of predictions. And as I said, I will do I'll do it regardless. If I'm able to get the tickets or not, I still will do it, because one way or the other, I'm going to be covering the news, you know, so when the news drops, if I'm in the room or not, I'm still going to be covering it, you know, so because we're going to talk about it, because that's what we do here. So absolutely, I will do that. Technically, Art of Marvel has rooms that view into guest area. Okay. And Tokyo has it too with the Riviera. Okie dokie. And then also too, if you guys have any predictions of what you guys think, as I said, I have a few. And I think for the video, like while I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm like cacawking in, what the hell is kind of word is that? Cacawking? I don't even know why I said that. That it sounds so dirty. I'm coming up with an idea in my head of how I want to present it to you guys in the video, which I'm not going to tell you how. I'm going to surprise you guys when you see the video of my predictions. But there are a few that I think are interesting. I think a couple of them are wild cards, but I think some are a little bit predictable, I think. But yeah, so I definitely, when I do release the video, you know, you guys in the comments, please feel free to you know, feel free to put, you know, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, because I love having that kind of conversation with you guys. It's going to be pictures. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. But so yeah, so as you guys can see, the clock is still ticking down, and yeah, as I said, we have less than 18 hours before all hell breaks loose. Now, what Conductor and I might do, I don't know. It just depends. We will let you guys know, you know, the good, the bad, or the ugly outcome that comes out of this. We may go live right after. I'm not sure, because we do have plans. We're going to be heading up to Universal for a bit, and then we're also going to go see the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which we will be doing an out of theater reaction. And don't worry, we'll do no spoilers. But yeah, we will be doing a review straight from City Walk. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So being that we have some plans tomorrow, I'm not sure if we'll be able to do a live, but yep, I beat you to it, Peter. Well, actually, I didn't really beat you to it. Like I said it like right as you were asking. So it was like right at the same time. Perfect timing. So I don't know if we'll be able to go live right after, but as I said, we will let you guys know through social media, and then maybe the day after or what have you. We'll see what our schedules are. That we'll go live at some point to tell you all about our experience with the ticketing system and what have you. So, because for sure we're going to have stories to tell you for sure. See, congrats on 55K. Well, thank you so much, Peter. Greatly appreciate it. See, I have my tickets ready for Tuesday for Mario Galaxy. Yeah, they're calling that this is going to be the biggest probably animated film of the year. So, yeah, I think what were they anticipating? 180 million domestically, and then 350 million either internationally or worldwide. One of those crazy numbers. See, maybe we can go live from inside Universal Hollywood, me and George. Then everybody knows the news. Wait and see. You never know. Maybe we will do that. We'll celebrate getting Disney D23 tickets inside Universal. That's staying on brand. That would be that. You never know. You never know with us. We just might. We might do that. So it's 350 million combined. Okay. That's still pretty good because I think the first Mario, wasn't it 375 million? So I think for a sequel, that's pretty darn dang close. That's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, a lot is going on, even with because even while we're like waiting in the wings for D23, I mean, even Universal is pulling out all the stops with all these construction walls and block offs and permit filings, through Theme Park Wizard and what have you. So I mean, a lot's going on both coasts, with Universal Hollywood and Universal Orlando. So we'll have to wait and see. Theme Park Conductor says, me and George are spontaneous like that when it comes to theme park news. We are spontaneous. It's either like we look at each other, he asks me, I ask him, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, Theme Park Wizards book as well. Yes, absolutely. So for anyone who has not gotten a copy of his book, definitely feel free to get it because it gives you all the insides, the ins and outs, excuse me, and all the in-betweens and the scoop on how to navigate through Universal for sure. So definitely get that. I can already guarantee Abby's favorite character will be Star Fox. Oh, yeah. I mean, Star Fox in a towel. Yeah. I mean, again, if you know, you know. I wonder if they will spin off with Donkey Kong and Star Fox movies. Yes, great observation, Sean Arani, because I feel like that's what it's going to lead up to. I feel like that's why they're adding all these characters within the Super Mario Galaxy or the Super Mario movie. And I think that's why they're even calling it Galaxy, because they're bringing on all these characters, because I feel like it's going to be like how Avengers went into Endgame. This is going to be the Super Smash Brothers like ultimate movie where they end up let's see. Well, it won't be Falcon. No. And Giant Peter says Sweeney in a bikini. Yeah, see, that would have been I think that would have been funny if they would have casted her as Rosalina instead of Brie Larson. But hey, it is what it is. But I want Chris Evans as Little Mac. And also to what's his name? Charlie Day, who does the voice of Luigi. he's kind of encouraging them to do like a Luigi's Mansion movie spinoff because he said he's all for it. He's in. So, that would be cool. And plus, that would give more inspiration and more clarity to say, hey, they may do a Luigi's Mansion style attraction if they do a movie, So I think a lot is to be had with not even just the Super Mario Brothers, but just Nintendo. Now that we're the introduction with Star Fox and everything, and as I said, I think that's going to be the capital goal is to get all these characters individually, and even Donkey Kong will probably get his own movie, and then they'll eventually bring them all into one for a Super Smash Brothers movie. And I even think that they said, now again, I don't know, this is kind of hearsay, but supposedly that Danny DeVito but yeah, it's Danny DeVito wants to voice Wario if they end up adding him to any of the movies that he wants to have a shot at it. And I think Danny DeVito would be good as Wario. So yeah, so a lot is coming out of just the with the theme parks and what have you, and then also on Disney's side with sorry guys, I know, as I said, I don't know why the internet is doing this. It could possibly be that it's like pulling in all the juice because I actually have an open page up that is like in real time with a virtual queue. So I don't know, maybe that's what's like pulling the internet, because it was doing it to me earlier when I was on with Conductor when we were discussing, everything. So, and as I said, it's only doing it through StreamYard. But anyway, yeah, we have the opening dates for theater wise for Lilo and Stitch 2, for The Incredibles 3. They're already working on Zootopia 3. We're going to get more news on Frozen 3, and then it's going to eventually lead into Frozen 4. So we got Toy Story 5 coming out pretty soon, which I have to say I'm actually very interested in seeing, which it's going to actually come out before D23, so it'll already be out. So that's going to be very exciting. But in any case, I don't think I have any more news to add. If anyone else has anything else they would like to add before I get to getting. And as I said, I promise I definitely will do a early D23 predictions video. As I said, I already have some ideas of how I want to do it. And I will release that for you guys on the channel. And then afterwards, I will do a live to discuss it. So maybe I can bring up, what I recorded, and then we could watch it and discuss it at the same time. It's like entering the fourth dimension, if you will. Let's see. Frozen 3 better do an Olaf falling joke. Oh, they have to. They have to add it in there as a little nod, as a little Easter egg. Elsa needs to find a guy in Frozen 3. So I think what they're going to end up doing, from what I understand, is I think they said they did confirm that Anna and Kristoff's wedding will be in Frozen 3. And I wonder if it'll leave on a cliffhanger of that she'll be pregnant. And then Frozen 4 will lead into her being pregnant and having the baby. And as far as for Elsa, I'm not sure. I feel like Elsa's character is kind of like, I don't want to say a loner, but more of a rebel in that sense, where she doesn't need anybody else. She's very like strong, empowered, within herself. So I don't know. They may do that. Ooh, but Peter's idea, King Frost, that I like that. Are you going to stay here live while buying the tickets? So I actually thought about doing that, John. The only problem with that is, as you can see, like with the technical issues, I don't want to be live and it causes any kind of internet connection stir up while I'm trying for the tickets. I think that would have been very interesting for you guys to actually see me in real time getting the tickets, but I'm just going to be like in my zone trying to get the tickets with Conductor. And then, as I said, we'll probably regroup and then eventually go live at some point. Entering the Italiano verse, absolutely. I was hoping you would stay live through the process. Yeah, unfortunately, I think yeah, that's going to be a little bit difficult because, as I said, I don't know what's all going to be entailed, that what we're going to be going through. Let's see. Will you please go live afterwards? Yeah, we'll definitely go live, Conductor and I, either at Universal or maybe we'll jump on for a very short live just to kind of give you guys the update of everything before we head out. So yeah, either way, we will definitely go live for you guys for sure. I hope there is a green light on the live action Gargoyle series. That would be awesome. Would love to see that. They confirmed a new family member coming out of the blue that causes the story to go into 2 parts. So I'm assuming a baby. I'm assuming, or maybe it could be Elsa's, secret frosty lover. You never know. Let's see. Have Abby record you buying the tickets. Unfortunately, Abby will be at work. She will not be home at the time. If that was the case, I really would have had her record me. Because that way you guys would have seen on all different angles of that. That would have been cool. But yeah, unfortunately, Abby will not be home at the time that Conductor and I get the tickets. Abby could use cellular data on her phone while you get the tickets on Wi-Fi. The only thing with that, John, is it would still have to be under one D23 membership because I'm the only one that has the membership. Abby does not. So they are highly recommending for people to not do that because it could end up knocking you off your initial place in line in the virtual queue. Let's see. Like, a part of me is still hoping that they somehow keep the Tarzan theory alive with Frozen 3 and 4. You never know. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll throw a Tarzan and Jane a Tarzan and Jane little cameo, because we know that Rapunzel and Flynn Rider make a little cameo in the first Frozen, so they're all kind of in that same universe kind of thing. So you never know. But in any case, folks, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this live. I more so wanted to do this just to come on with you guys and discuss our plan of action for tomorrow. As I said, this is the eve of D23 for the tickets. As I said, I know they kind of already started selling the tickets, soft and pre-opening, so to speak, for select Disney Visa card holders and charter members. But for the rest of us, it's going to be a day tomorrow. As I said, I'm looking forward to it, but then I'm not looking forward to it. I just kind of want it to be over, and I just want to know that we are secured with tickets. But if we are not, as I said, I will have my moment, but it'll be okay. And as I said, I will still cover all the stuff that D23 announces. And as I said, where there's a will, there's a way, and this Italiano will find a way. And as I say, Conductor and I will go live somehow, some way, at some point in time tomorrow, after all the chaos is over. And as I said, I will promise to make a early D23 prediction video and live. So definitely look out for all of that here on Holo Gelato and also on Theme Park Conductor. And we got Remy D. What's up, Remy D? As you can see, yep, so John says, please go live tonight. So you want me to do another live tonight? Another live tonight. I think I might be able to make that happen. So what are you thinking? You guys want like a okay. All right. So I'll see what I can do. Um if I'm able to do it, obviously you guys will see and get the notification. Um but if not, if I can't make it tonight, as I said, we will definitely go live tomorrow. Um for sure. But John, I will do my best to try to go live again um tonight for sure. So so yeah, with that being said, wish me luck, guys. If I'm able to do a live tonight, I will see you guys in a bit. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. And as I said, please put all the positive vibes out there, whatever you believe in, good vibes, praying hands, all that good stuff. Peter, if you still have that crucifix, or that your whoever had it, your aunt, your grandma, someone had a crucifix or something, please say prayers that we all get what we want out of this tomorrow. And good luck to all, for these tickets. And again, hopefully, no matter what, I will be talking with you guys very, very soon. And I am George, the Disney Italiano. And as I always say, in Disney Italiano fashion, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Italiano out.